In this video, I would like to explain to you about ColorLab AI version 3 beta program because it is different than other beta programs. I believe that what we're doing here is turning the traditional style of software beta releases upside down. And I really thought that it is necessary for me to make a video like this to really explain to how differently we're planning to do the things. So first of all, I want to start with a big thank you. Thank you for your interest. Thank you for wanting to be part of this, and I hope that you're also going to enroll and work together with us in developing the next generation of color grading tools. Now, let me just go into a little bit more detail to how different this beta program is than the others. Okay, so first of all, what we used to do, or what generally software industry does, is they decide, what kind of features they would like to have in their next release, and then they fix those features, and then they release beta, but primarily just to make sure that the code is stable, that they have eradicated any bugs and so on. But there is very little movement, very little changes to that original plan that was made before the beta release. Now, we actually are going to change that. So what we are doing is we are moving our beta release to start a little bit sooner. And we haven't fixed our features completely yet. We certainly know features that you always asked for. You wanted to have something as simple as undo. You wanted to have a windows. You wanted to have better matching. You wanted to have a regions matching, and so on and so on and so on. You wanted to have a one button click for matching. So all of that we have already included. But before we complete the application and say, hey, here is the features we want you to test, we want to work with you in finalizing the feature set and understanding how best we could make this application work for your needs. So nothing is fixed. We have left it so that we can still make changes if we hear from you that this is something that you would like and need. And that's a big difference because you don't normally get that opportunity with beta. You kind of just test and say this is working, this is not working, but there is very little movement to what can happen. And with ColorLab AI version 3, a lot can happen. Okay? Another thing that we're doing differently is that we're not relying on professional beta testers. So professional beta testers are people who are known in the industry as people who beta test applications. They are doing it professionally. They're doing it for many other applications. They are kind of known as a specialist. And we're staying away from them completely. Okay? And the reason why we do that is because we don't want any professional testers, because they're usually sugarcoating their results and just trying to kind of, give us something that maybe we want to hear, not necessarily something that we don't want to hear. We don't really get the true feedback, maybe technically correct feedback, but not the true feedback. What we want is we want to work with our customers. We want to know what John said. We want to know what Paul said. We want to know what, Gary said. I'm not interested in knowing what some professional beta testers are saying. I want to hear what our customer, with his name or her name and surname, what they think applications should be doing. Because at the end of the day, we're making it for those customers, and we want to hear from them, not from some professionals. So it's a big difference. And this is why we are enrolling as many of you into this process as possible. Because we want to hear from you. What is it that you think this software should look like and work like before we make the final release? Because we're making it for you. Simple as that. Okay, and that's the big difference. That's the big difference. And this is probably one of the stickiest points about our approach to beta. which probably, many of you have asked, why do you charge, in our case, $100 for beta? Shouldn't beta be completely free or something like that? Which is kind of case that sometimes, you would get the free beta and then you would still maybe get a discount to buy another software, or you would have to buy, when it's finally released or something like that. What we do is we say, sure, there is a charge, and I will explain to you why. And actually, there is a big gift at the end of the beta process for you. So you're going to get software worth more than $500 for only $100 for life. And that's a big thank you that we think like, okay, now why are we doing it? Let me just explain to you why we're doing it differently. First of all, you have to understand that ColorLab is a small company. We are not publicly listed. We don't have millions of customers and billions of dollars of revenue. We are actually a really small company that relies on a very small amount of people who use our software. And so far, every dollar, every dime that we ever made, we have put back into the software. Nobody is becoming a millionaire from ColorLab at the moment. There is absolutely nothing going on here that would say like, oh my God, there is this, big corporation behind it. No, not at all. We're like a little garage that is very passionate about developing software for colorists. And everything we make, we kind of just put back into it because we know there is so much more for us to do. Okay, so when you actually go and you sign up for beta and you pay this $100, this is money that we can use to employ more engineers because we want to make this process of beta as fast as possible. So you are effectively assisting the beta process to be accelerated and better, because that's really why we need these $100. Also, I hope that with you deciding that you're going to invest into this, beta, that we're also going to get your contribution very often. And I've been working in software development, running it for other companies as well. And many of my colleagues in this industry share this information with me. Very often, it happens that somebody signs up for beta and never, ever gives any feedback. It just uses the beta process as the way to get something new and some free software, but never really gives any feedback. And we don't want that. So we hope that when you actually go and you commit to it by spending, even though it's just a symbolic amount of $100, you still have committed to it, that we're going to encourage you to make the most out of it and to contribute and be part of this development team. Okay, so this is really like to explain, the concept of charge. Now, if throughout the process you decide, no, this is not for me, no problem. We're always going to refund you and give you your money back. If you already have ColorLab license, great. Then maybe at the end of the beta, you can say, well, I don't want this license. Refund me for this license. I only want to keep this factory driver license, which is only $100 and gives me all of the software for life. So we can work with you to get the best possible option. You have to understand, you're becoming a factory driver and you're becoming part of this extended family of people who are helping develop this product. So this is maybe something that I left for last, but I maybe should have started with it. I'm not sure anymore, but I just really want you to understand one very, very important thing. This beta program is also, like I labeled as Reimagining ColorLab AI, but it's not about ColorLab AI only. It's about color grading. We are really going to try to change this process of color grading in such a way that it becomes simpler and faster and easier and give you better results with less amount of effort. And we understand that's not going to be easy because the way how color grading is set up already, it's very efficient, it's very good. But there is a chance that together we can find a way how to automate and simplify this process. And if you're interested to be part of that process, then I really, really welcome you to join the beta group. So thank you very much for your attention, for listening to this video, and I hope to see you very soon in our beta channel. Thank you very much.